I used to work at youth services a long time ago, which they help homeless youth in Tulsa. And one day a fight broke out in the drop-in center, and we're trained to de-escalate things like that. And so we ended up breaking up the fight, and then all of a sudden somebody pulled out a knife and ran outside the door, and then I ended up seeing them stab each other to death. I knew two of the youths personally, and they both had a very hard time growing up, or have very rough childhood growing up, and their parents abused them and things like that, but nobody would listen to them. And so they just happened to meet each other, and then bam, it kind of just blew up into that. And so from that moment, I was like, there's something I have to do. What can I do to help? And I was like, okay, I can do documentaries. And so I shot my first documentary, I believe it was like the end of 2019. And that's where we kind of started, was the birth of Be Heard started then.
January is kind of when Evan started doing documentaries and stuff, and I was seeing how much it was like blowing up. And we'd been friends for a while, and it was really easy to get on board because it was like, he's not serving himself, it was just like a friend that is serving the community. And I'm really into like politics and stuff like that, so it's easy to engage in the community when it's something you believe in and like a problem that you see happening that like is very tangible to help alleviate.
Resources in Tulsa for the homeless community, they're not as where they should be, and so what encouraged me to help them is just hearing their stories, hearing their needs, and it's like, okay, I'm hearing you say, hey, you want to take a shower, but you can't because there's nowhere in Tulsa to take a shower. So what can I do so you can take a shower, have a warm shower, haircuts, clothing, and things like that? And so it really just starts with, like I said, listening to them and valuing what they're saying. So at this table is our check-in station. It's where people can check in what services they want. We offer showers, haircuts, food, clothing, hygiene, and other resources like food stamps, Social Security, and things like that. So this is our clothing closet. Usually people on the streets, their clothes, are heavily used, and they get fresh, new clothes, fresh pair of underwear, fresh pair of socks, and and they will get that. And this right here is our safe and private showers. The door is locked, which is very important because people on the streets, a lot of times, their tents are not locked and things like that. Gives them a safe privacy, sense of security. So after every shower, we clean each shower because we want to make sure the person has, a dignified experience. Every time I go into a hotel, it's always clean, so for the next person, we want to make sure, hey, we care about you so much, we're going to clean for you and make you have a dignified experience. And then over here, we have our haircut table, the Be Heard Barbershop, where people get haircuts and things like that. A lot of times people aren't worried about getting their haircut, they're worried about surviving, And so we want to give them a place where they can feel good, look good, and take the next step in life. So that is the Be Heard tour.
My name is Ben. Everybody knows me as B. I am homeless myself, and I work with Hydrate Tulsa. I volunteer with them. It's a nonprofit organization. They give food and water every Sundays and Tuesdays. I help Evan out and do the Be Heard movement whenever he needs me. I'm there for him. I lost my job when I went to prison, and I've just been going downhill. I used to work for a moving company. I have that experience. The last thing was working at AZZ Galvanizing through a temp service, and got into a car wreck and kind of messed that all up. And then I met this one. Got to get this one in there. The love of my life.
I've been homeless off and on since I was a kid. And so I give back as much as I can with me being down and out as well. But if I have something that I see somebody else needs, I give it to them, even if it's the last bit I have, because that's how I was raised.
It's brought so much perspective because I've done missions, I've done outreach, I've gone across and seen poverty in other nations, but to see it right here in your backyard and to know people who are veterans, people who have had medical bills that just piled up or had just really like life happen, it puts everything in perspective because we really are, each one of us is like 1 or 2 paychecks away from experiencing homelessness firsthand.
I felt like I was being looked at like I was a disease because I'm homeless, but even being homeless, I don't really present myself as being that. I still try to take pride in my appearance, but rather we're able to take pride in our appearance or not, people don't need to look down on us because in my opinion, everybody's just you're fired away from being where I'm at. So like, some people will look at us and say, oh my God, you stink, you smell like feces, you smell like urine, your clothes are dirty. Well, we don't have the luxury to always be able to take showers or get clean clothes. So just like, don't be so crude because that's the kind of ugly attitude that God doesn't like.
There's too many of them really to say. I mean, like I said, everybody don't think I'm homeless because a lot of people dress like they're homeless. I mean, don't really look like I'm homeless, but like I said, I am. It's basically the way you present yourself to people. You put yourself out there as a good person, it's gonna come back to you. You put yourself out there, I don't care, you're gonna get that I don't care attitude from everybody. They're gonna treat you like trash.
Even with my situation as being homeless, it makes me feel really good to be able to help other people. Seeing the smile on their face with just the slightest little thing, like giving them a sandwich, it just makes me feel good. It lets me know that I'm doing God's will.
Yes, I think it can be changed, and how I think it can is actually get out and do something for it because, like I said, I'm homeless. I give back to the homeless and encourage them, like, look, just because you're homeless don't mean you can't help out in the community. Go volunteer, go do something.
So day to day, we're running the City Lights Hotel, which is in East Tulsa, where we take care of people that are experiencing homelessness that are vulnerable. And so with COVID-19, we opened that up and have been running it for 17 months now, taking care of people that are vulnerable. And then on Thursday nights, we come out here and we do Nightlight Tulsa. And we've been doing this for 8 years now. City Lights came from a group of people that really wanted community, really wanted to be community to other people. It's kind of a long story, but I had been ill and ended up in Boston, and as I was healing from that surgery, really just wanted to be community to others in the way that others had been community to my family and covered us. And we watched a documentary about a place in Portland, Oregon called Night Strike that was serving under a bridge, and that kind of ignited it. But really, truly what set us on fire to keep moving was my son. On his 8th birthday, he wanted to go downtown and hand out meals to people that were experiencing homelessness. And so that's what we did. We did that, and he handed out those meals, and that spurred on a community group handing out meals. And then from there, we knew that that was going to be our small team to get started. And so that started our small team, and then we came out here that same summer.
I call our outreach is outreach experiences. And so I say that because we see people, we meet them, they come to us, they're dirty and they leave clean. And so it's an experience. So people come to us and go, what's going on? And we say, hey, we have free showers, free haircuts, free clothes, and case management for them as well. And they get like, what? I get a free shower? I haven't showered in weeks. And so just hearing their responses, their gratitude, their thankfulness to our outreaches means a lot to us to keep makes us keep going and keep believing and keep helping our community as well. And so, like I said, we just want to be a safe place on wheels that people can come, connect with us. We're always ready to listen, take a shower, get some food, and just relax and just feel human again. I know a lot of times people, they see their reflection in the mirror for the first time in a while, and just they see the reflection as they go into the shower. It might, they're dirty, and when they come out the shower, they feel like they smile. They see themselves as clean, as wow. I'm confident and I can take the next step in life, whether it's a job, housing, or even medical or counseling. So.
Before I got involved with Be Heard, I had just seen Evan's posts online, and I was just like really inspired by it. So the one time that I tried to give somebody money, he like shouted, and it was at night, so it just kind of like, it scared me and it startled me, and I like drove away like crying. And I was like, why did that scare me so much? Like, Lord, was there something that I did wrong or whatever? And then after talking with Evan about it, it was like, because most people don't get interactions. Somebody can stand on the corner for, 4 or 5 hours and they'll make some money, but they don't really actually have human empathy and interaction and the warmth of a conversation. And I think that's one thing that is so impactful that people don't even realize they have the ability to do. If somebody is interested in doing outreach, make sure your heart is right and that you're not there for self-serving reasons, and that it's not about us, it's about helping others and truly being invested in their lives and helping.
I think the biggest thing that we can do is see people. One of our things that we love to say is that you are seen, known, and loved, and it's everything. So when you see somebody at a stoplight, sometimes it can feel uncomfortable and you want to look down, and I just encourage people to look at the person and smile. Just as simple as that. We encourage people, if you don't feel comfortable handing out money, to put together a warming kit or some sort of blessing bag and keep it in your car that has like maybe granola bar and water. In the wintertime, it can have hot hands and things like that. But really, truly just seeing the person in front of you. We are built for community. We were made to be in community with one another. And so I think that is as important of a thing as anything else we do, is that we engage and that we see, know, and love others. One of the things that I always try to tell people is that nobody is too small or too invaluable. And the first thing that you can do is just start. Whatever you're passionate about, whether it be serving people that are experiencing homelessness or fostering or whatever it is, there are so many needs, and you are specifically created to step into those and to just put yourself out there, to lean into it, and you'll make a huge difference. I think a lot of times we feel like we don't know what we're doing, and this was not my major. This is not what I ever thought I would be doing. I was an ICU nurse for 13 years, loved my work, loved what I get to do, still love it. But this is where I was supposed to be, and every day I'm learning more and more of what that looks like. One of my favorite quotes is by Bob Goff, and it says, "We're all rough drafts of who we're still becoming." And so I just encourage people to just lean into that becoming. You're not too insignificant or too small. You can make a difference.